lessons. You are in your third year, so you will be having English only for the first semester. You won't study it. You won't study at all in the second, I think. All right. Um, for English, we have only 3 units to discuss in this semester. I really hope that you find enough time for the English sessions. I mean, um, we really hope that we have 2 sessions per week, not only one session, in order to finish the program as soon as possible. And that way, you will have like enough time to study other modules. I mean, for example, the other modules exams are going to be 27th, I think, of February. And we really hope that we finish the English sessions before the 25th February, all right? So before the 25th, we'll be finishing the lessons plus the exam of English. Have you understood? And that way, you will have enough time for other more important modules of your specialty, right? Are we clear?
Yes, totally.
Great.
Hi,
Um,
good morning. Can you hear
Good
me?
morning. Yes, we can.
All right. For having like 2 sessions per week, I think it's gonna be a
Yes.
bit complicated because the only day where we're more or less free is Saturday, and you already told me that we cannot give courses on Saturday, so we
What
this is
about
the
Thursday?
only a free session we have during the week. So I don't think we can have 2 sessions, knowing that our
Even on even on Thursday?
هسرقتك من يومكم.
Where I was asking, even on Thursday you don't have time?
Thursday is our only free day. Yes.
Can put sessions on Thursday because it's our free day. And since we have a project at the end of the year, and this year is really short, the most of us have to work on Thursday on our projects. We do not have sessions.
Hmm. But I think that the English session is really a light one. I mean, it won't take a lot of time, maybe 1 hour on Thursday. It won't be be a lot.
Mm, we rather not schedule sessions on Thursday. It's really important for us to have at least that one day where we can work on our projects and rest a little from the rest of the week where we have classes from 8 to 4 every day.
Hmm. All right. And what about evening classes?
I cannot speak for the whole section, but I can ask them later, make a poll, and give you back our answer.
All right, because I'm doing the same thing with the L2, the second years. Um, I think that they don't have enough time to schedule um, 2 sessions a week, but they try to schedule and they put the English session in their only free day, and they added another one at 8:30 in the evening. So So if you can schedule at least two, one the next week and another one the following week, it would be enough. Okay?
All right, I will ask the section, make a poll, and give you back our answer and the day if we can, if they accept.
All right. So try to ask them, and then we'll be discussing. All right.
Sure.
Great. Thank you, Yasmin. So last year you've seen a lot of things. Before talking about it, last year, be sure, guys, that you will be having like some small tests each session. All right. Each session you will have a small test, and this test is going to be added to your exam's final mark.
On that, Miss, we kind of have a problem with this. We heard of it from Section A. A lot of people have connection problems, so having a small test at the end of each section will
They said the same thing. Well,
complicated to have a stable connection. You faced the same issue this morning. So
I face it every all the time.
yeah, and some people
Yeah.
cannot fix it. It's really complicated. So that's also why some people cannot attend. And we register every session for them to see it or good connection enough. So I don't think that a test at the end of each session would be fair for them, because it's not like they don't want to stop. They just can't because our connection is bad.
I know, Yasmin. The problem is that it was something that was said by university heads. It means it isn't my decision. I gave the principal some suggestions for those who cannot attend the online classes, but she hasn't answered me yet. So I'm waiting. I gave her some solutions, let's say, for those people, but no one answered me yet. All right? So
Do
I'm
you,
just waiting.
do you think
Yeah.
we could tweak the concept a little, like not having live test, but I don't know, how do you say it would be more fair to give at least the time for them to do it, not in a live session. If that could be
Isn't
if
It
after
isn't in the live session. In fact, it's for example, when we finish the session at 9:30, let's say, I will send you the exercise, and then I give you about 20 minutes to solve it and send your answers back. This is how
Yep.
it works.
also a
This is
problem.
how it's supposed to be.
Just after this session, we have another one with another we have compile, so we can't really be doing a test middle of another session.
It's okay for this. It's okay. We can we can make it at 8 in the evening. I send it to you and you answer back. Listen to me. It's really a small test. Don't a small one exercise. It doesn't need like a lot of time.
It's not about time or difficulty, really. It's just about fairness towards the people that cannot make it. It's not. It really isn't about the difficulty. We know that most of the time these kind of tests are really easy and are there to help students with their marks. And we know it, and we understand that. It's just that some people cannot attend, and we don't think that it's fair towards them to.
Well, listen to me. I'm not evil though. I mean, I think about everyone, of course, but well, for now, I don't have a solution for them. I'm just waiting for the other teachers to make some suggestions, because I cannot apply something on my sections only. So this is a case that everyone agrees on. Can you understand me, Yasmin?
Yeah, I get it.
So I'm trying to I'm trying to find solutions for everybody, and I cannot approve that solution without the other teachers. I mean, I have to meet them, and you know, even though I can make the solution myself, I can do that. But and I can tell them you must do that too. But I prefer that I discuss it with the others. All right?
Oh,
Maybe they have better ideas. I don't know. So don't worry about those who cannot attend the classes. I try to find solutions for them in order to show their work, because these tests are going to be like um, I don't know, your participation and so on. It's the evaluation. We are having like online tests. I can't see you. For example, now I can see that 23% are on, but who proves? What is the proof that they are here? Nothing, because they don't like even show a sign of life. Yeah. So I think that giving you these tests was because of this thing, especially that some people um, they they come online and then they show no sign of life. I mean, it's like they just put their phones aside and keep dreaming. I don't know.
I guess we will try to find a suitable solution for everyone.
Yes, if you have some suggestions, you can give them. Yasmin.
We will try to discuss it together. Well, I mean, the
Yes.
section, and we will come back to you later if that's okay.
Yes, discuss it after the session, and you can email me, all right?
Yes.
Great. I wanted to add something. Your test maybe is going to be on two parts, maybe a writing part and activities part. This is it. And all these marks are going to be added to your final exam. Please inform the others, and I'll do my best to find some solutions for them. I know that we aren't in Switzerland, and a lot of people don't have access to internet. I had last year a lot of students who live in the suburbs of villages and so on, and they don't have access to internet. No 4G, no 3G, no 0G in fact, and and they don't have Wi-Fi connection too. So I really understand this issue, but your university doesn't. So what can we do? All right. Well, this is it. What I wanted to say. I just want to know who was your teacher last year? Is it Miss Kada?
Miss Budia Malika.
Ah, Melika. Yeah. Okay. Who had Miss Kada and they had some problems with her?
Academic.
Yeah, famous Academy. All right. Okay. So last year you discussed a lot about, or you've seen a lot about devices and so on. This year, we're going to start our first unit by talking about devices for the disabled people. Disabled means people who are handicapped or motor impaired or deaf people, blind people, and so on. It means people who have some who lack something that like enable them from let's say interacting with a computer as a common person. Okay. So, what do you know about the devices for the disabled? Do you have any background about that? No.
What
Yeah.
kind of devices?
Yes. What else? What do you know about them? Do you know some devices, some tools, let's say, that are used by disabled people?
Electronic devices or
Yes, here we're talking about the devices that give them access to computer. It means it helps them to communicate and to interact with a machine or a computer, especially here.
It's like a smart assistant.
Smart assistants. Can you give some examples? Do you have some ideas about this assistance? Like what?
Like smart
Well,
home assistant.
Smart?
Home assistant.
Yeah, and how does it work?
Mm.
With vocal commands.
Very good. By giving vocal commands, for example. Excellent. So the vocal commands are the most common ones. But for deaf people, it doesn't work because they cannot talk. So for deaf people, usually they just interact by touch and so on because they can see normally, but they cannot hear, for example. So they don't really rely on vocal commands. They just rely on written commands and written things. All right? So let's start by the vocabulary review, and then we discuss more on these devices for the disabled people. Here you have some vocabulary from 1 to 5. You're missing the name, let's say, of the device, and you have the definition. You try to know the device being described. So, number 1, who can do it? Who can do number 1? Here we are talking about an input device. You know what is an input? An input device. Are you here? Yes, so number 1, an input device that reads the image as series of dots and introduces the information into a computer's memory. It reads the image. Let's say not image, let's call it document to make it a bit clear, as a series of dots and introduces the information into computer's document. Means like it transforms this document, to the computer's memory. So what is it?
Is it some sort of Braille translator?
Not really a translator, no. Something that transforms your document into the computer's memory. For example, I have a paper and I want to transform it to send it
Yes.
into the computer's
Scanner.
memory. Yes.
Scanner, yes.
Yes, it's the scanner. Okay. A scanner is an input device that reads the image, a series of dots, and introduces the information into your scanner. Number 2, something which is a graphics output device, which is used to make various types of engineering drawings. This device is used by engineers, architects, and so on.
A 3D printer.
By decor designers. What is it? Graphic tablets, the graphic tablets helps them to design. It means graphic tablet is an input device because you are feeding it with information. Here we are talking about an output device. It means after designing your building, let's say, you're going to print it, for example.
3D printer.
So what do you call the printer that is used by in the domain of engineering? It's such some like a bit big.
Blueprint?
What?
Blueprint?
No. We're talking here about printer that is used in engineering. You've seen it last year. It's a plotter. I don't know if you remember it. The plotter. It is used to print engineering drawings. It doesn't seem like a normal printer, in fact. Okay, number 3. Something which is an expansion card that generates video signals sent to a computer display.
Touch screens.
Yes? No, because here we said expansion card.
Graphic card.
Or that generates video signals. So what do we call it? No.
No, it's not the graphic card. No, no.
Or what do you call it if it generates videos?
A video card?
Yes, or video adapter, because it's an expansion, we said. It's the video adapter. For example, let me give you an example. Yeah, for example, to show the content of a video from a PC or let's say a smartphone to um, from smartphone to the PC or to the data show, you need a video adapter. Yes, otherwise it won't be like it won't be displayed. You cannot display it. All right, let's move to number 4. Something which is a display screen that is sensitive to the touch of a finger or a stylus. Very good. Yes, or we call it touch screen. Mhm. Great. Number 5, something which is a device that is used to send live video images via the internet.
Webcam.
Webcam. So this is just a quick revision of last year's vocabulary. All right. Now let's talk a bit about the devices for disabled people. What sort of difficulties do you think are experienced by computer users with limitations of vision or mobility? Let's start by people who have limitation of vision. So, how can a blind person interact with a computer?
Through the sounds.
Through sound. So, can you
Using
explain?
voice.
Come on. Mm-hmm.
For example, dialing a phone number through their phones. Each button makes a different sound. That way they can differentiate between each button.
For example, or, so this is through sound. You can give comments by sound to the computer through the speech synthesizer system, or blind people normally have like some special covers for the keyboards with braille letters so that they can touch them, they can feel them when they want to feed the computer with data or information, right? Mm-hmm. Here we're talking about fully blind people. There are some people who are not fully blind, but they don't really they have a limitation of vision. So it means that they can interact, they can see, but maybe they can't see small characters and so on. See? So it's a difficulty too, because using a normal computer for them is so difficult. They cannot see characters and so on, small numbers, maybe dots.
It's the vocal assistant. Every time they click on something, it gives them more information about it.
So it reads it for them.
Yes.
Great. Okay. We're going to talk about the devices. Well, now let's move to the mobility limitations. There are people who are motor impaired. It means they cannot move their hands, maybe. They cannot move their hands. They cannot move their fingers, even. So what are the difficulties of these people who are motor impaired or have some limitations in mobility?
They can use their eyes to move the mouse cursor. The mobility of their eyes.
Yeah, but we're talking about the difficulty. What is the difficulty being faced here?
Not
They
being
cannot
able
move their
to
mouse. Neither
touch.
type keyboard.
They cannot use the mouse, they cannot type on keyboards. Hmm?
They cannot even turn on the computer or turn it off.
This is it. For example, yes. All right. Well, now we're going to talk about the devices that may be helpful for these categories of people, starting by blind users, and we've mentioned it a lot, that for blind users, there are devices that include braille input devices, like they have some keyboards with braille covers that help them touch and feel the letters. And there is as well the speech synthesis systems. There are some, for example, braille printers as well. For example, if they want to print something, they have special braille printers that they print for them in braille so that they can read it. And these braille printers are called embossers. And you've seen them last year. Now, moving to people who are, let's say, motor impaired with limitations of mobility. What are the solutions that were like given for these categories of people? Knowing that there are different kinds and degrees of mobility limitation.